guys, karibuni sana to yet another amazing episode of your favorite show. This is the Youth Hub Bana. Kidogo I'm out into the air. Nasemanga aje. Niko na kahoma kidogo. Ni out in the
out of air.
I'm out of air. Kidogo. Niko na kahoma kiasi, but we are trying. Nimekuwa na homa for a week now and it's not easy. Niwe mwadi leo this the jifaka kitu man. Leo nimekuja tu ile style
Kiman solo. Natural beauty.
But anyway guys, I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Karibuni sana. This is the Youth Hub, the show that gets your groove on. I am yours, Rachel Gambo.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today niko excited, niko nervous, niko emotions zote unaweza sema because today's topic is very headache. Please guys. Haya, but guys, please kumbukeni to comment and tell us your opinion hapo chini. Please engage in the conversation. Tuambie what you're thinking. If someone amesema kitu hapo the point, tuambie hapo chini.
Talk to us.
Yes, usikue shy. Chezeni na hizo numbers kwa hapo chini. I'm yours, Florence Amboy, and karibuni sana to this particular episode. So, tuta introduce our guests. Karibuni sana first of all. Mtawaambia your name and who you are. Yes. And anything else you want to add. Tuanza na the lady of honor. Tumalizie na.
Asante. My name's Njeri Njoroge. I'm a student and also a fitness and sports enthusiast.
Ooh. Okay. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Okay, I'm Pastor Evans Jagi. And really, I'm happy to be with you in this show. And I hope you are going to enjoy the show.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Mumesikia?
Pastor.
Mumesikia? We have the whole pastor with us today. Karibuni sana guys. We are so delighted to have you guys. I hope kitu ya love flow me. I just don't know. I don't know. I just have this feeling. I just have this feeling that it's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. Considering the topic that we're having and we have a pastor on board, Bwana. We are not joking. We are not here to joke.
Yeah. So guys, before to answer the topic, obviously lazima niwaambie what has been trending this week. And the first thing is Aya Star. Akisijangi mi umuita Aya Star. Ira Star. Okay.
Ira Star.
Sijui kuisema. Naonanga ni refu sana mitanga Aya Star. So mtaelewa. So she came, performed in Kenya. Did you guys see the videos?
Yeah, we saw the
What do you think
concert.
about the concert?
It was a 50-50 for me. I don't know. I felt
mimi venye unajua concert ikibamba venye huwa you can see walai concert ilibamba. Si ati nasikia vibasi kuenda but mimi sioni ka ilibamba that much.
Because I haven't heard a lot about it pia.
Kenya tu but niliona watu wako hyped since zile Sakaja alikuja kwa the stage akasalimia watu walikuwa like Sakaja. But sijui venye bibi wa Sakaja husikia cause Sakaja was getting hugs from ladies left, right, center. If I was the wife, ningekuwa like, But anyway.
Unaenda wapi?
So moving on to some good news. Rotimi and Vanessa Mdee wamepata their second child. That is so cute. Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Congrats to them. Hi, moving on to the next story. China Square. Wamefungua.
Bas.
China Square.
I never knew about China Square until later milipungangwa.
Funono, rumors.
Now that it is open, we are coming and we are not joking.
Sai kama unataka ku move out, it's the best opportunity to do your shopping. Carpets huko, kila kitu huko. But to be honest, nilijua
Flo has her own opinions about this whole thing.
Because I don't agree with it ikifunguliwa because kila mtu Nairobi ata lose job. Unajua hiyo pesa ndo inatukulisha, inatupea fee man. To be honest, no. Because one of the suppliers wetu ndo tuuze hizo vitu alafu wakuje wauze vitu. It's not fair, but anyway, it is what it is. Moving on, sijui nini imeingililia Rono. She's been
here and there
to everyone.
Throwing missiles and bombs.
To Sean Arwa, to Kate Actress.
Hadi kuna
Elsa Majimbo. Akisema that.
Do you think she's making facts?
I feel like,
is it okay?
Kuna two sides of the story. Nasikia Fununu anataka kutoa wimbo, so that's why she's ana chase clout. So that akitoa wimbo ya ipate a lot of views. na the second thing ni watu wanasema she's mentally disturbed. Anasikia jealous like people who are other lady comedians like wanapata do na yeye bado ako pale mali yako. But pia whatever she's saying maybe ni ukweli.
I don't know. I've never really taken Rono to be a serious person, honestly, because she's a joke. Even everything about her is just a joke.
But Elsa pia alianza na jokes. Na sahi Elsa has bought a new house in LA.
And where is Rono? Money. Where is Rono?
Rono bado, that's why watu wanasema labda anasikia vibaya because Elsa and the others are making a lot of money out of it, and most of the things they are doing, Rono is doing them, and the ideas zake. They are just copy-pasting and doing something extra. No. But anyway,
we really don't know.
We hope she's okay.
You can tell us, you guys, mtuambie hapo hivyo
kwa comment section. Yeah, so moving on to the last thing, which is going to lead to our conversation. Anaitwa nani huyu?
Serious.
Ni Gachagua.
Oh,
Gachagua. So his last comment about the LGBTQ story is, those are satanic beliefs, and we do not want them. President Ruto is God-fearing, he's a man of faith, and he will do what needs to be done. So he doesn't support whatever the Supreme Court has done. So moving on to our conversation of today, tunaongelelea your story ya LGBTQ. And please feel free kutuambia anything you want for comment section, because it's an open conversation.
It's a free space.
Yeah,
feel free.
So that leads me to my first question. Guys, what do you think about history yote ya LGBTQ?
Kuintroduce you kwa system, ama?
Yeah. What do you think about
the background of everything?
Yeah, history could come up to the court. Now the community, the LGBTQ community want to fight for their rights.
They want to have an NGO.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's kick off. Let's kick off.
Pasi, naona unafikiria. Tuambie.
Pasi ya contemplate bwana. Bwana, what's talk to us?
Okay, on my view as a pastor, about this thing of LGBTQ. First of all, people, they focus too much on moral corruption. Sorry to say that, but before we speak about moral corruption, because if it's the issue of LGBTQ, there is this issue of homosexuality, there is lesbianism and other things. But then before we come to that point, we have something called spiritual corruption.
Okay.
So before even people become corrupt morally, already they are corrupt spiritually.
Okay.
So that is the fundamental problem. So before even we may try to come up with ways on how to stop this issue of LGBTQ, and also try to say it is not acceptable in Africa, that is not our tradition. Yes, we may be able to say many things as we are trying to not to accept the Western culture. But then far from that, also, we need to think about maybe there may be a bigger problem than just having this issue of LGBTQ being passed in the Supreme Court. So there may be other problems which may be behind this. So one of the major problems that people have is not about the outcome, because I believe some of these things is just the outcome of what is eating up people from the inside. Because if you are really spiritually upright, then your outward life also will be able to reflect from the inside. So for me, from my participation is that before we may concentrate too much about whether LGBTQ is okay or not okay, allowing it or not allowing it, let us first be able to think about the spiritual leaders who are there. Which role are they playing for the Christians who are there today? Yeah.
Hey, Nikona, so many questions.
I know. I saw that face and I was like,
Nikona,
she's about to explode. Liz, talk to us.
For me, I can say there's nothing new under the sun. So LGBTQ has been there.
It has been there.
Yeah, like from years back, dating years back. So what I think is, for me, I'm okay with it because I think it's like fulfilling the prophecy. Because in the last days, I'm going to like become spiritual a bit. in the last days it say that all of these things are going to happen. So when I see even the Pope, like the Catholics supporting it and all these things, I'm like, for sure, I think Jesus is about to come back any second. So yeah, I'm just going with the flow because I have no problem with them, by the way. As long as they're just good, they're doing their thing and I'm doing mine. They're good. Miss Nashida.
Okay. Flo, please.
Ni venye, you know, when we add spiritual to this case, in a like people are saying LGBTQ, they don't believe in God, and who said?
Okay.
You know, maybe they do. Ni venye, like
they just have a different perspective of maybe.
No, they don't. They are just like you. The difference is they just like the same gender. Hakuna difference between me and you. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Na get. So nikona sali nimepoteza. Liz, you're not. Are you supporting it because it doesn't affect you, you're just comfortable with everything?
I'm just concerned with my life.
You are concerned with what affects you.
Yeah.
Okay. So because Nikki find out that as I'm growing up, I have too much on my plate. So by the time nianze kuingilia sijui supreme sijui nini, and I find okay, mimi niko na shida na as much as it's consensual, na wameamua like kufanya wao kivyao, if the same gender mani ni sawa bora si, okay, mimi niko na issue na rape sasa.
Okay.
So like for them like targeting minors, like unaona hizo kesi za rape sasa hizo na mimi niko na shida nayo,
hizo ndio zinakuhusu.
Because I'm like maze umepata mtoi nini, then you like ruin their future. But kama ni consensual na ni like adults wanafanya hiyo ni shida,
hiyo ni yao,
because I think wame develop like mentally wao wenyewe wanajua kenye wanafanya. So like I don't think I'm in a position to start telling them don't do this. You, if you are comfortable with doing it, as much as kwa judgment seat kila mtu atasimama kivyake, atasema Kenya anataka, tambia Mungu venye ameishi maisha yake duniani. So
nice.
that leads me to ask this guys, do you think Kenyans are ready? Maybe for example ipitishwe kwa Supreme Court. Do you think Kenyans are ready to take what will come? Because I believe we have a lot of these people who are still hiding, bado hawaja come out, because as per now, okay, before hata ikam kupitishwa ni kitu yenye you couldn't just come out and say freely in front of people that I am maybe I'm a trans, maybe I'm a femme, I'm a STEM or anything.
They've been affected. Stories are LGBTQ people getting killed because they are gay, and that's why wanna push ikitu ikue kwa koti, kwa sababu it's so unfair. Hizi story zenye zina come up, people dying, people being killed, people being
because
murdered,
of
because of how wanajibeba, and it's not fair.
So I don't know where ikitu kipitishwa, because we really don't know the future. We don't know how maybe the courts ita take the whole thing in. Do you think at the point we are in, remember we are Kenyans, Africans, for that, do you think ikipitishwa we are ready for what will come? Either good, either bad. I'm not saying that ikipitishwa is going to be a bad thing or anything. I'm just saying, are Kenyans ready for whatever is going to come? Because we don't know how many people are under that shell. We don't know how many people NGO ita accommodate. We don't know how many wanitangwa kama mwenye aliuliwa Chiloba, he was an activist. We don't know how many activists watatokea ku support this. So do you think Kenyans, we are ready for this? Pasim?
For me, I may say, before even these things come to pass or not, I believe there are those already who are practicing some of these things. So it's not a matter of it being passed as a law or not, but as much as the people have not come to a point of realizing first the world of the heart, because when you're able to realize the nature of the heart of man, because that is where the problem starts. So if you're able to realize the nature of the heart of man first, then you're able to solve many problems. Because if you're able to realize the true nature of the heart, then you're able to solve individuals' problem, you're able to solve society's problem, and also you're able to solve a problem that is affecting our nation as well.
Liz,
what's your opinion?
mambo kai inakuhusu. But remember we are all in Kenya, so hii lazima itakuhusu.
Itanihusu, ndio. I don't think we are ready.
You're not ready.
Because it's much of based on Western influence.
Uh-huh.
Like how we've been raised up, like it's shunned upon. LGBTQ plus has been shunned upon since time memorial. So for us like to start now embracing it, I think na generation yetu saisi tuko sawa because it's happening na millennials na generation Z. But ukiangalia wazae hawako comfortable nayo kabisa. So according as even if you look at TikTok, like the content that's there, it's actually like penetrating towards that. So Miss June as a semaji, I think we're 50-50. Either we are ready or we are not ready. But the future is unknown. So tujui nini kitaotokea. Alafu one thing I came to realize na our LGBT, that's why I decided to keep an open mind. I had a friend alikuwa she was gay because okay, we were like curious. Tukamuuliza like why did you choose, like she didn't choose to be that person.
Okay.
What happened is she like got traumatized. She went through a series of abuse
From a guy.
Yes, from her father.
From the father.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now she lost trust with her dad and all.
And
Then apparently alikuwa na big bro. Big bro pia aliamwanga siku moja pia. Apite na yeye. So alikuja akasema alikuwa na that anger na hatred towards men. So that's why she became a lesbian. So for me I decided, maybe these people who turn out to be part of this community, like there's a story behind it. There's an underlying problem yenye may cause for them to turn out the way they are. So that's why I was saying I have no issue because I don't know your story and I don't want to judge because of the facts that just have been outlaid over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the venye tu Liz amesema we are 50-50. But naona wacha nisiseme 50-50, wacha niseme 70-30. 70 ni kwa the negative part because hatujui like if watakubalishwa how people will act. Because then tunafikiria pia the parents. What if your child is gay and now it's in the open, like we are allowed to do this? Akuja kwambia daddy, by the way, I'm gay.
I'm gay. What you gonna do about
kuna
it?
some shame the parent will have. But then atajuliza so many questions. Ni mimi nilikuwa nimemweka jifunge ama atakubali ama atamkataa. Then kutakuwa na so many people watakuwa affected mentally. Na plus kuna hii point mtu mmoja aliniuliza, if this thing is passed, does it mean pia education system itachangewa because boarding schools ni ya male na females. So kutakuwa na boarding school ya every gender ama
By the way, I feel this question has led me, like me, I feel we are not ready. I just feel as much as they may want to, have to practice their things like in a more open way. We have a lot to come for because speaking of the education system. You just don't wake up leo alafu you just change the education system. It's a whole process. That I
so
think
maybe
I don't think we are ready for that. But I don't know. Me, honestly, I don't know.
Kuna kitu pia Liza may mention about TikTok. Most of the content there is pushing it towards that side. So my question is, do you think media play a big role in pushing people to
very very because even if you look at Netflix, now they they have that specific genre, maybe sci-fi or a drama. Now they specifically for LGBTQ. So they've given up that option. So for me,
I didn't know.
There's kuna hashtags zinatumika. When you go to the hashtag, you're gonna find a bunch of them.
So if you look at sijuka anachomea Netflix ama niseme aje. If you look at Netflix, most of the time, like wanafanya, they have this good show going on. They have this amazing storyline, but lazima one way or another lazima waeke kitu ya concerning LGBT. So I'll say that media pia it plays a huge role.
It has a role.
And then with television programming, they call it programming because it affects your subconscious. There's a way you record. So imagine growing up as a kid, you are like exposed to watching all this type of content. It somehow influences how you are going to
grow up. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'll say it really plays a huge role because hata sisi wenyewe kujua about LGBT ni through media.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, your point that just it's slightly different because I believe I don't know if Pasia can a different view on that, but anyway, guys, let's continue to keep the conversation going in our SMS line 21144 or at GVS TV Africa across all social media platforms. We're going to be right back after a short break.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back. This is the Youth Hub, the show that gets your groove. And in case umetujoin sahi, we are talking about the LGBTQ. Now, before tuendelee, kuna mtu ameniambia some really nice points. Maybe you're watching for the first time and you don't know what the word means. So, the word LGBTQ IA plus stands for gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual people collectively. Sasa I hope and you do your research bana, si kila kitu unakuwa spoon fed. Alafu before tuende break nilikuwa nimeuliza if the media plays a huge role in influencing people towards this that side, being educated, being whatever you wanna call it. Pasi, uko na opinion ya hii story? Yeah, the media playing a huge role.
If I may speak about on media, social media, if it has played a big role about this, you find nowadays most of the people who are engaged in this LGBTQ is young generation.
Young generation,
and
okay.
These people is because they are exposed too much on social media. And as they are being exposed to social media, you find there is no communication. Like now you find a family, there is no that communication. So you find someone has remained only in social media. And as you go to social media, there are many things you'll be able to find there. And as you come across some of these things in the social media, they are able to defile your way of thinking. And also, as a result, you find also you are living undefiled life. So I may say, in one way or the other, social media has been able to participate a lot in terms of people being corrupt morally, and also the issue of people going to church and also taking the God in their life. They have been able to take this issue very lightly. So you find nowadays people are not interested with things to do with God. And according to the Bible in the book of Romans, chapter 1, from verse 20, it speaks about when people do not want to retain God in their heart, He gave them over to reprobate mind. So some things we may see happening, we may think it's abnormal, but it's because, first of all, they have forsaken God in their heart. And if they have forsaken God in their heart, they cannot but be led by the spirit of the evil one. So if you see someone living, doing things which are contrary to nature, it's because, first of all, this person, he doesn't have God in his heart.
There's something I saw talking about media. Kuna hii picha ya hizi vitabu mpya za watoto zimetokea. Unaona, like pictures, watoto huwa wana learn through pictures. So there is a picture of family. Na kuna family of same sex.
Okay.
Yeah, kuna father, child, mother, child, father, mother, child. So do you think it's good wameanza mapema ama it's wrong ama yeah.
Okay.
What do you think about it?
Hiyo ilikuwa wapi? Where was that?
Kuna hii I think nitapea producer yetu aiweke kwa nini. Ni picha ya unaona hizi vitabu za watoto. Kuna hiyo chat ya family. Unaona sometimes watoto wataambiwa draw your family tree.
Okay.
So there's a whole picture, the whole page dedicated to family. Sa kuna nuclear nini alafu unaona father,
the same genders.
Child, yeah, it's included hapo.
Okay.
So what's your concern through this?
Do you
picture?
think it's good wameanza kueducate watoto as young that it's okay if you see someone having two mothers is okay, having two fathers is okay?
I may not be able to contribute much about that, but then I may say in early days, there was something we were calling peer education. So you find there is a certain age, if it is girls they have reached, they are able to be conned together and they are meant to sit down. They are able to be taught about maturity as they are growing up. How should they conduct themselves? And also some of the outcome if they just live recklessly. But nowadays you find some of these things or some of these education is not there anymore. Because as the world is developing and as we are entering into the new technology, you find there are those many things you are neglecting about which were happening old days. And because of that, you find there is not that much upright life nowadays. Because people have neglected education and now they are too much engaged in the developing world. And as this developing world is coming up, also there is certain who is behind it. So there is much people are trying to invent each and every day. But as they're trying to invent each and every day, also you find they are entering the world of isolation. Because I believe LGBTQ, much of what is leading people to LGBTQ is isolation first. And also lack of advice. So, but if there are those people who can be able to advise, to give advice in relation to what is the outcome or what leads you to be able to think about, like if it's a man marrying a man, how does it benefit you, or what is this good thing of a man marrying another man or a woman marrying another woman? So some of these things is because there is no conversation. If there is conversation, if there is exchange, I believe some of these things cannot be able to have that big interest in the population world.
Okay, there's a nini ilikuwa imetokea, we talked about it the other time. Ilikuwa ni church gani? Church of England ama ilikuwa which church?
Imefanya
Church of England and yenye
it's only for gays.
No, ilipitisha si watu wakioana wanaenda churches. So walipitisha
watu wanaweza oana,
people of the same gender wanaweza oana. So a church ilikuwa, I think it was England, I'm not sure, I can't remember. So the church actually accepted that watakuwa wanaunganisha marriages of the same gender. I don't know, Liz, your story umesikia?
Yeah, nimesikia.
What do you think of it? Coming to think of it, it's a church, in church setup. I don't know.
For me, I was not surprised because initially it started with the Catholic Church. Tuliona Pope wali legalize. Also Barack Obama kuna time alikuwa president, he also legalized gay marriages. So for me nabambika juu prophecies zinakuwa fulfilled. Mimi naona sina issue. Juu at the end pale tunaelekea, the world is ending, sindio? So as we are headed towards that position, all these things must happen. That's why in the book of Ecclesiastes inasema there is nothing new under the sun. So ukiangalia LGBT lanzanga kitambo. Ukisoma uko Genesis. Your time homosexuality, there were these watu walikuwa wanaume walikuwa kulala na malaika. So hatujafika hapo. Si naona bado tuko so
malaika watakuwa wanatoka ndio watu wapatane nao.
So for the church to introduce like I think people should question, just now there is the rise of very, very many false churches. So I think mtu anafaa kuwa na self identity. You have to like identify yourself and where you stand, because this issue, just as you had mentioned previously, there are many things leading to this. Like LGBT na feel may hide a lot of factors concerning nadi na hiyo mambo ya ni world order, which I think mnajua pia. So LGBT niseme tu ni kama ka wall ama ni curtain, because once I think when the churches agree to it, there's so many things which are going to open up now, which is very dangerous for our future. And I feel like there's nothing we can do about it, because generation ya sahi hawapangwi.
Generation iko uncontrollable.
For real. Yeah, so that's what I'll say based on that.
Unaonaje historia?
I as a pastor and also as a minister of the gospel, as much as these things are happening, if you are able to stand the Bible, then you'll be able to see this is showing clearly we are in the end of days. But then if you are not friendly to the Bible, you may just think it's normal what is happening in the world. But then there are those people who are able to understand the things, the way they are happening nowadays, because every scripture must be fulfilled. Every scripture must be fulfilled. And if you check in the book of Genesis chapter 19, before God came to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, we are able to see the same things which we are discussing now, the same things which are happening in the world today. You see, right now we are speaking about Kenya, we are speaking about Africa. But this is not an issue which is only affecting Africa, it's not only affecting Kenya, but this is an issue which is affecting the whole world. So it means before God could destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, these things were happening. As Liza said, there is nothing new under the sun. So it means these things were there even before he came to exist. But then what leads people now that they have been able to enter too much in the flesh? Because all these things are just connected with the flesh. They are now submitting themselves to the flesh, serving the flesh. In other words, they have taken the flesh to be the idol God. So they are forsaking the true God in their lives. So as much as LGBTQ may be able to be a great concern, a great topic in the world of today, to the hearts of many Kenyans today, but then first of all, let us be able to think about my spiritual condition, my spiritual status with God, my spiritual relationship with God first. Because LGBTQ to Christians who are really upright is not a big issue to them. So through these things, you should be able now to come back to your senses and think about how about my life, because that is just one issue, LGBTQ. But there are many things which you're not discussing about. Many people are dying out of addiction. There are many who are already falling to depression, stress, prostitution. So you find many people are really suffering in many ways, but no one is rising up and be able to see, well, how can we be able to solve such issues which are affecting many people in the world of today? People are dying, not because of LGBTQ. But then, even though people are dying each and every day, how can we be able now to come with everlasting solution to many problems which are affecting many people? Because LGBTQ is just one of the problems which people now are considering to be a big issue today. But then there are many other problems other than LGBTQ which people are going through. There is maybe someone who is going through marital problem. Others are suffering from family issues. But then they are not involved in LGBTQ. So as we speak much on LGBTQ, let us also be able to think outside the box. What could lead people also to be engaged in this LGBTQ? Because as those who are supporting, there must be a reason why they are supporting. Not just out of nothing. There must be a reason. First of all, there is a spiritual problem. Maybe the way they have been brought up from the background, they were not introduced to God. They don't know anything about God.
But unapatanga watoto watoto watukutu ni watoto wa pasta. Kwa hivyo hapo umelenga point. Kuna hii video ilienda viral, sijui kama mliwatch. But a girl was taking a video with her friend kwa washroom. But the friend was gay. Okay. It's a guy who's gay. Okay. Yeah. So the watchwoman came to the bathroom and was like, hey, ufai kukua hapa. But then huyo msichana sasa wakaanza kuleta conflict.
No, naturally
it's a guy.
It's a guy.
But he's gay.
Okay, so
sasa kuna some restaurants wameka hiyo policy like it's okay for male, female, you can go to any washroom. Hata wajanable ati gents, ladies, imeandikwa tu washrooms. There's a restaurant nilienda na washroom ilikuwa ya everyone. Like ungeingia washroom upate mwanaume, ungeingia washroom upate mwanamke, ni ya kila mtu. I just specify ati hii ni washroom ya gents, ladies. So what do you think about your story?
Ya kunini washrooms?
Yeah, nini washrooms, yeah. Tricky.
Hii ni tricky sana. Unajua washroom inafaa kwa your private area. So hakuna venye naona nikiingia na muka mwingine hapo. Ni tricky sana.
Okay.
And then it's a case of concern because inaweza allow perverts pia. Juu mtu anaweza kuja, maybe I'm using this washroom, amwe kurecord. Unajua sasa watu wako corrupted
sana.
ni tricky in so many ways. It's just
Even me,
as
much as we want to like make everyone look equal and stuff. Huyo alifanyiwa aje? Huyo mwenye alipatwa?
Nini the watchman ali freak out because sasa ilikuwa mbona unamkataza na yeye ni dem? Like sasa alikuwa like I'm sorry, sikumaanisha hivyo, siko ubaya, aka apologize na akaenda. Yeah. Guys, kuna ubeshti yangu tulikuwa tunaongea about this conversation. Alafu alikuwa anasema and I feel like it's LGBTQ story in a push around countries of Africa because juzi ilikuwa Uganda, I think ni Uganda ama ni wapi, I'm not sure, but Uganda ikapushiwa. Sasa iko Kenya ati inaenda hivyo kisirculate. So mnafikiria ni hivyo ama it's just that LGBTQ community want to fight for their rights?
I feel hii kitu iko everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Tu watu wajapata hiyo chance ya come out. Sasa hii stuff ikaza pitishwa like hawa watu wakuwe na their own NGO. Ndio sasa utajua wanakuanga. So hata ukiona like unasema sijui inatoka Kenya, sijui inaenda wapi, kuwako there is just that maybe they've never had that freedom to like come out and express themselves. Plus ka Uganda huwezi fanya hiyo kitu bwana.
Si walikatazwa.
Hiyo kitu likatazwa kabisa, like literally you're going to be locked up
for
so
life.
They can't try, you get. So that one will make us look like we are the ones who accommodate them more, or we are the ones that have them more. And on the brighter side, it's because they are just not allowed to practice it. So in that way, literally, like just with logic, like obvious to because we somehow, I don't know if Kenya, I don't know, but there's a law in the constitution. I see it's homosexuality is a crime. Imendiko is a crime. So bringing me maybe to a question: if homosexuality is a crime, how do you think passing it goes to you? Now let's now speak law, matters law.
Yes.
If homosexuality is a crime in the Kenyan constitution, how is it going to be when LGBTQ is passed out? Like ikubaliwe. Is it now? Will they go back to the drawing board kwa constitution wafute homosexuality as a crime? Ama will they be allowing actually a crime to be happening?
Okay. First of all, before I may speak about homosexuality,
yes.
What leads people or men? Because I think homosexuality has to do with man to man. Is it that? Yes, homosexuality. So what leads people, if it's man is able to sleep with another man, is because first of all, in their heart, they have lost the function of reasoning. And also in terms of thinking, it is very low. And they have been exposed too much on the corrupt world.
Okay.
So sometimes, because people have not been exposed to gone too much in their lives, and they have been exposed too much on social media and the developing world, that's why there are those things they may do and they feel they are comfortable with them. But then on the other hand, they are not able to think about the spiritual being who is in them. So, because if it comes now to the world of sin, people are living without fearing sin, first of all. That's why someone can do whatever he feels like doing as long as he or she is able to please himself. So nowadays, people are just living to fulfill the desires of the flesh, thinking they will be happy. So most of the things people are doing and why people are living corrupt life in terms of morals is because they are just trying to look for happiness. Because if you are sure that if really you're able to practice homosexuality, you're able to indulge yourself in homosexuality, and they'll not be able to give you happiness, why should you do it? So most of the things people are doing as we go through the LGBTQ is because all they are trying to search is happiness in life. Much of what people are just yearning for is happiness in life.
Happiness
but then,
is the one thing we are looking for.
Yes. So I believe also through this LGBTQ, what is the reason why people are supporting LGBTQ? First of all, to start with. Because there must be a reason why they are supporting. Because if there is nothing they are gaining, why should they support LGBTQ? It means there is something they are lacking in their heart. They are searching in their heart. And they think if LGBTQ will be allowed, if we are able to exercise LGBTQ, then I think we can be able to live the life we have been yearning for. But then the life we yearn for cannot be attained through fulfilling the fleshly desires. We must first learn how did we lose the life of happiness and joy to start with. So many people, first of all, is because they have not been able to be taught about the world of the heart. So if you're able to enter into realizing the world of the heart, then you're able to gain true happiness. So the greatest problem, I may say, that is there in the whole world, not only in Kenya, not only in Africa, but then in the whole world, the greatest problem, there are no people who are there to teach the true nature of the heart of man. But then when you come into the book of Ecclesiastes, let me just quote the verse, chapter 9, verse 3, this is what the Bible says. There is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all, yes. Also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live, and after that they go to the dead. So you may think those people who are practicing LGBTQ or homosexuality or lesbianism, I think they are crazy. But that is not the moment they become crazy, the moment they start practicing these things. But to start with, the Bible says, before even these things are exposed outwardly, already in the hearts of men is full of evil and madness. But then, according to the perception of men, you are able to say this one has gone crazy. I think the world is going crazy according to the way they are corrupt morally. But before even the moral corruption may be exposed out, already from our heart, we are born full of evil and madness. It's only that your madness has never been exposed. Because I believe even about lesbianism, there are those people who practice in hidden places. But then outwardly they appear to be okay. So it's not a matter of LGBTQ. I think this is just a small issue, but then there is the fundamental problem about the spiritual condition of many Christians today, and also which is touching the whole world. Because I believe if the spiritual leaders who are there, they are able to guide people in the right way, then also the whole world will be able to be in the right way.
So pasini, kama mimi ni mtoto wako nikukujie, daddy I'm gay, it's enough for you.
Utafanya nini basi?
Okay, first of all, for you to become a gay, what led you to become a gay?
We have choices. We have those that do that choice.
If she is my daughter, first of all, it starts with, how are we close with her? Is she able to have exchange with me as my daughter? So first of all, conversation in the house matters a lot on how you're going to live your life outside there. Because many times you find there are many things. Before even you may start practicing these things, first there is that heart which comes in you. If really you are open to your mom, you are open to your dad, then you first ask as a wise child, Dad, there is these things which are happening. And also I feel as if I'm being tempted to try. Is it okay? Then as you are able to have conversation, as you are able to have discussion with those people who are around you, with your parents or your spiritual leaders, with counselors, you'll be able to find just that minor thought, that small thought which was coming to you has been able to remain meaningless. But what is leading many people to be able to be indulged in these things? Because there is not that exchange.
Okay. Exactly. There's not that exchange, because when I come to you as a father and be open to have a conversation, you'll be like, apana, that's this and this. But it's an opinion you have. Hakuna book of life imeandikwa that whatever I'm thinking is wrong. Maisha ni hivi. You're supposed to do this,
You're supposed to live it like this.
Hadi ukufe, you know. Yeah. But anyway, kila mtu na opinion yake.
Anyway, guys, this is one of the topics in actually nasemanga hivi almost all the topics enye haiwezi isha. Hii haiwezi isha. You know, we had another episode tulikuwa tumefanya bado, sio? The same topic. So I feel like it's an episode enye haiwezi isha. Ni discussion enye
ni kama hiyo discussion ya Christians and Muslims, if we worship the same God.
Haiwezi isha. We can't exhaust everything. So unfortunately for today, we are going to wrap up here. And Flo, you can.
So guys, today we are going to play a different game. So right about now, it's games time. So the game is ndasoma something and then you tell me whether it's true or false. Ini more of educative, because I feel like people are wamejifunga like they don't want to hear. Ukisikia tu LGBTQ uko like you know,
Usiniambie.
but we need to educate ourselves about it. Sindio? Haya. So the first one is sorry, kidogo tu. Being LGBTQ is a choice. Is it a myth or it's a fact? LGBTQ is a choice. Is it a myth or a fact?
I think that's a myth.
A myth. Okay. Alice.
I think it's a fact.
A fact. I think it's a fact.
It's a fact. The answer is it's a myth. Because inasema hapa research has shown that LGBTQ plus individuals do not choose their sexual orientation or gender identity any more than heterosexuals ama other individuals. You don't choose. Unajipata. Yes. You're just born to love men ama you're just born to love women.
Okay.
Yeah. Haya, the second one. LGBTQ people are mentally ill. Is it a myth or a fact? Msichange answer zenu. Unapata pale mbele. Do not change your point.
I think okay, is it they are mentally ill, a fact or a myth?
Is it a myth ama a fact?
Tuanze na Pasi. Pasi, what do you think? Is it a myth or a fact?
Utafikiwa.
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
I think it's a myth.
It's a myth.
I think it's a myth.
The answer is it is a myth. Being
Because
LGBTQ is not a mental illness. It's not. However, individuals can face higher rates of mental health issues from people who have stigma. Unaona mtu LGBTQ unasikia dhidhi. Okay, tunaelewa like kuna watu wako hivyo. But when you show them like you don't belong in our society,
you push
that
them away.
can make them have mental.
Okay.
Mi niko na swali. Hii nani amecreate game?
Hii game
tunafaa
kwa
tukae chini
Google. Iko kwa Google.
Let's not investigate juu. Okay.
Higher. The next one is LGBTQ plus people are promiscuous. Promiscuous inamaanisha nini? Kulalalala na watu ovyo ovyo.
So is it a fact or a myth?
Kwanza kuna hii mimi nasema bisexuals are just greedy people because unataka wanaume unataka wanawake, chagua moja.
I think it's break you down because we have when we come to lesbians, maybe they only attract venye tu unaweza kuwa na a boyfriend, you're going to be just attracted to that one boyfriend. So I think it's the same thing. If I'm a gay person, I have my gay boyfriend or girlfriend, I'll just be attracted to them. So it really doesn't have to be a fact that we are promiscuous. So I think it's a myth.
It's a myth.
It is.
I also say it's a myth
a myth.
because the same applies to heterosexual people.
Pasi ni Bible ni verse Pasi. It's a myth.
Anatafuta Bible verse. It's a myth.
It's a myth.
Sexual behaviors vary widely among individuals. Imanishi because I'm gay, that's why you know. Pia Rachel?
I don't know. I feel like it's a fact.
It's a fact. They are a threat.
I'm torn between myth and fact. Not sure.
Well, inasema it is a myth because there's no evidence to support the idea that LGBTQ people are more likely to harm children.
Harm children in what ways?
Like harm children.
Or me, I feel I understood it like if I'm an LGBTQ person and I have maybe I'm around children, I feel like they'll tend to copy what I do.
That's what I thought it was meant to ask.
So I think they will because we grow from what we see. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it is a fact that kids can adapt to what they see. So I think, yes, they can affect.
But it's a myth. It's a myth because ni uongo kwa sababu pia when you have a mom and dad and you see your dad or your mom, whichever, beating your mom, like,
you may grow
up with or without having your kitu, unaona?
But chances are 90% will grow up with that.
Utakuwa affected, but kuna wenye wametoka strong, they are like no,
but
even though inafaa kukua.
No. Very few. Like I think environment contributes a lot to how the child will like adapt to in real life.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we've come to the end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, so autufungi na maombi.
So guys, we've come to the end of the conversation. In case there's anything else you want us to touch on, please comment hapo chini kwa our comment section. Cheza na hizo namba zetu, ama you can throw your personal opinions on our DMs if you don't want people to know who you are. I'll let our guests tell us their last words. Alafu kama mnataka kushare social media platforms zenu, muambie wa follow. Tumalizie hapo, tuanze na Pasi tukimalizia hiyo side.
First of all, let me say thank you very much for inviting me to this show. And also, I believe through this show, there are many things those who are watching are able to learn about the current world you are living in. And also, continuously through this show, I'm sure there are those who might be having the mind also to support this issue of LGBTQ. But then I believe through this discussion, continuously, they will be able to receive a change of the mindset.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
For me, I'm grateful that I've gotten this opportunity to like share my views on based on the topic LGBTQ. And just as you have mentioned, it's a never-ending topic. Like there's no one time like we'll have it at the final. It will be a continuing conversation. Anyway, what I believe in is like just be a positive human being. We don't need to like go all these measures like create scenes and all. So I believe like I think LGBTQ people, they have no issue with anyone else, but I think they are most targeted. So there's this violence that's like they're like attractive violence on their side. And I believe that we should not be like people who like shun or ostracize these people. So for like Kenya to grow, or for us to like develop as a nation, we should embrace each other even despite the weaknesses that are there. And I believe like at a certain point we're going to reach just a peaceful state of being, well-being. And yeah, I think that's my take on that.
Okay.
Yeah, mina flow tu.
Okay.
Sina shida na mtu mimi. And then wakitaka kupass wasipass, ni sawa.
Oh, una shida.
Bora isiniletee hama ama niletee neighbor wangu hama.
Okay.
And then you can follow me on Facebook, IG, TikTok at Sherry Elizabeth.
Sherry Elizabeth.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Karibuni sana guys.
Yes,
thank you so much for making time to come and have this conversation with us. Nikiwatch like there was a debate on TV and one of them was like we should stop having hypocrites. Tuache kukua hypocrites because some of the people who are seated alikuwa like unajua nimekaa na watu hapa wanajifanya hypocrites. Kwa nyumba wako like it's okay, I'm supporting you as my daughter to be gay nini akikuja mbele ya watu wana change mind. And that's why I feel like kuna kitu Pasi alisema watu wana shun away from church. It's because people most people wanasemanga church ndio imejaa hypocrites because you're going there to worship, but ukienda hapo you're being like kuna hypocrites wanajifanya wazuri lakini in their hearts they are wrong. Yeah, anyway guys, hii conversation haiwezi isha, and please let's learn to talk about our problems. Usikwe hapo depressed ama oppressed because and you have an opinion to share. Because the story ya Extian Andela ati the mom is looking for him because ajaongea naye for 4 years and he's saying that he's depressed. And it's because he's depressed because the family is not supporting whatever he's doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So guys, please, hii story ya depression isiendelee increase because inaendelea tu kupanda and we are trying kama ma youth kusaidiana ishuke. So please guys, please decrease. Remember to decrease his story. It's so sad to hear people killing themselves, whatever. Yeah. Find me on all socials at The Flowway, and thank you so much for watching. the youth hub. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say a lot. A lot has been said, a lot has been done. Tupatane next week, same place, same time. Aki mniombe hiyo maisha. Next week, same place, same time. If you want to be the next person sitting on these seats, chezeni hizo numbers kwa hapo, or SMS line 21144 or at GBS TV Africa across all social media platforms. Chezeni hizo numbers. Talk to us. We'll talk back to you. Follow me on Instagram at its._Rachel. Till next time. Bye-bye.